You drinking an energy drink?
Do you have that? Do you have that in Canada? Monster?
Oh, Megan loves Monster. She would drink 10 of them a day if I let her.
Oh, I love this one. It's the Ultra Fiesta Mango. This is my favourite.
All right.
So this is a treat because it costs about £2 here for a can of this, which is like, to me, that's outrageous. But everything.
That's what it costs here.
Everything's
$5.
Yeah, everything's getting fucking outrageous. But yes, I really like that one. And there's a pink one and a gold one and a white one that are nice as well. They're all sugar free, so God knows what they're filled with. But I'm diabetic, so I can't have any sugary stuff. But I really like that one. That's a good one.
Nice. Yeah, Megan, she likes her sugar-free Monsters. Those are her favorites. Yeah, I don't even drink coffee. I stay away from all the stimulants if I can.
All right. I live off coffee. I can't start the day unless I've had at least a pint of coffee.
Yeah. My only stimulant is probably psychedelics. That's the most stimulating thing I do.
Well, why not? It's a lifestyle choice, mate.
It is, and it's not like I don't know. It's not like a purist thing. The biggest reason I avoided coffee was because when I quit smoking cigarettes back when I was like 18 or 19 years old. I smoked cigarettes from like in high school. I used to smoke like 3 or 4 packs a week. And they were incredibly affordable back then compared to what they are now. I could get a pack. I remember when cigarettes went to $4 Canadian. That's when I was like, that's too much money. I'm quitting. And now they're $25 a pack or something stupid.
Oh yeah.
And so I remember, I quit before they even put the pictures on them, like the pictures of lungs and stuff and hearts on them.
Oh, you've got that as well. Yeah, we have that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I used to go down to this coffee shop called Donut World, where we'd find these kids that would hang out that were old enough to buy cigarettes, and we'd give them the money to buy cigarettes, and they would take 2 cigarettes out. It's a tax for getting you their smokes, right? Yeah. And so you go get your 23 cigarettes for a price of a pack, and then we'd sit in Donut World. You could smoke cigarettes inside the restaurant and drink coffee, right? So we'd sit there and at lunch and have our smokes and our coffee. And when I decided to quit smoking, I couldn't drink coffee without wanting to smoke a cigarette. So so coffee was only, to me, I remember thinking I only really drank coffee because I like to smoke and drink coffee because they go together beautifully, right? And just like whiskey and cigarettes go together really well too, So I, all in the period of like 6 months, I quit drinking coffee, I quit smoking, I quit alcohol, all because I didn't want to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, yeah.
But then my marijuana consumption skyrocketed because it did all that for me, right? Like it doesn't stimulate you, but it gives you similar. That's not like drinking, but it gives you an escape. It gives you it gets you high instead of being sober, right?
Yeah.
It gave me the smoking thing. Right. So I just replaced smoking cigarettes and drinking with smoking a joint. And that became my habit, which I found incredibly addictive. I have a terrible time quitting smoking marijuana, and I'm still going through it right now. Like I quit smoking marijuana 3 weeks ago, and I'm still suffering withdrawal from not smoking marijuana and like not getting good sleep. And when I do sleep, I have these wicked nightmares, like horrendous night. And I used to kind of enjoy the nightmares because I knew they were nightmares, or I could at least wake up from them and be like, "Oh, thank God, that's not real." But now I have nightmares about Mackenzie, which are a lot harder to get over. Like the first one I had, the first nightmare I had since quitting, it was like 3 days after I had my last smoke, or toke, I should say. She got torn in half on a conveyor belt, just shredded.
Christ.
And it was like, I was like ruined for like a couple of days. I couldn't think straight. That's all I could think about, and then I had the dream the other night where she had a horrible face deformity, like where her like she was missing her cheekbones or something. Like her face was caved in.
Oh God, that's horrendous. That's horrific. And in the dream, Megan was getting these. She was knitting these balaclavas. Do you know what a balaclava is? Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's so it's like so she's wearing like this mask where just her eyes and mouth are open.
Yeah.
And then they were pink and they had like these cute like toques built into them on top of her head, and they looked really nice on her in my dream. And I just accepted them as normal. And in my dream, Mackenzie's the age she is now, so just over a year, but I had never noticed her messed up face because my subconscious wouldn't allow me to see her that way. So I saw her as a perfectly formed, beautiful little girl. And then all of a sudden in my dream, I didn't. I saw her as this deformed, like mentally challenged baby. And it was devastating to me. And in the dream, Megan was still like, Megan could see her for what she was, but her mother's side of her wouldn't let her not love her. Like she was loving her as if everything was normal.
Yeah.
And knitting her these little balaclavas so that she didn't suffer in public, where people going like, ew, what's wrong with that baby? You know? And in my dream, I even went to my brother and went like, oh my God, what's happening? Like what's happened to Mackenzie? And he's like, it's about time you noticed. And he suggested I drop her off at a shelter, you know, like where you take unwanted pets.
Oh God.
Yeah. And I woke up in a panic. I had to run to her bedroom and like turn her over in her crib to look at her face, just to tell me that she didn't look like that. You know, it was like,
these are vivid dreams you're having then.
Yeah, you know, which is which has always been my favorite side effect of quitting marijuana is the vivid dreams. But now I'm not so half fond of them right now.
I don't think when I quit, I don't dream very much now at all. But when I do, I get some dreams that are very, very realistic and very, very real. But I don't have nightmares, thank goodness. But I'm getting these things these days more and more. Actually, as I fall asleep, I start to get visuals as I fall asleep. I was remarking on them last night. I was getting these like fractally things happening, which were really, really strange. And it's almost as though I can see. I'm actually seeing. I can see it visually in front of me when my eyes are closed and I'm falling asleep. I can see like cities and all kinds of weird shapes and weird things are happening. I don't know why that is. I've never had that before. As I fall asleep. But I know what you mean about trying to give up. I don't think I suffer for as long as you do, but there's a good week or so where when I stop, it's like, oh, this is it. This is what reality's like, isn't it? I forgot about that. Yeah, it's not good.
So I'm just curious about like your relationship with marijuana when it's in your life. Is it something you smoke every day and multiple times a day, or is it something you do like a couple times a week?
It's changed over the years because I'm retired now, so I have no work to go to, so I don't need to get up early or anything like that. So I can really, if I want to, I could smoke as much as I wanted. But my wife doesn't like me when I'm stoned. She doesn't like the smell about the place, and she doesn't smoke at all. So that's really why I don't do it. But when I was younger, it was an occasional thing. My friend that was in the band with me, Alan, used to come up and he used to bring me a little bit and leave it with me. So it was, you know, there was maybe like on a Saturday night, maybe once a month or something like that, you know, occasional usage. And then as my illness grew at the end of the 90s, my sort of mental thing and physical thing started to take over. I started to self-medicate, and I was smoking from Thursday night through to Monday night. So the weekend had just sort of bled into those other days, because I would stop because I had to get up early to go to work. I would stop and I wouldn't smoke anything for that, but then I would just be longing for Thursday night to come round. And then Fridays were always a relaxed day at work, you know, because a lot of people would be off on the Friday. I would sometimes be off myself. And then when I retired, the last time I bought any, I bought a couple of £100 worth from my nephew. So I had an ounce or something like that. Oh, are you still? It says I'm reconnecting. Are you still there? Maybe the FBI have shut us off. This is the problem with communing across the ocean. You still there? Are you getting me? Testing.
It's funny, yeah, because you got stuck on the word Friday. Lasted for about 2 minutes there.
Friday,
kind of.
Yeah,
up and down.
Yeah. Okay. So what?
Yeah, I'm starting to hear you again. I don't know where the problem is. If it's on your end or my end here. I'm going to try.
It's gone again. I think what I'll do is I'll call you back so we get a fresh connection. Okay.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
We're. Oh yeah, there we go. It's ended.